Hello everyone, I'm here today with a new process video. I'm working on a 6x8 pocket page, and these are photos from my trip over to Dublin. So you can kind of see I'm on the plane here. I do have some extra 3x4 cards or photos. So one of those, it's going to have to become a photo flip because I don't have enough spaces to fit them all. So I have those three. And then for this lower 4x6 pocket here, I have another 3x4, but I want to use a 4x6 card in the background. Have this, I may do some stamping out the window there and have something fun on the card. I don't know exactly what, but I'll figure that out as I go. And then I have a notebook where I keep little ideas. And I started writing down things that I knew I had in my stash that I could use on this trip. And this was one of them. I had this little die cut here that says vacation read, and I don't even remember where I got this. I think it's from a Citrus Twist ephemera pack, if I'm not mistaken, but I can't be sure. But I've had it for a long time and haven't been able to use it, and it works out because in my dinner here I have kind of a yellowish tint, and then I was actually working on a vacation read. I had an audiobook going while I was on this trip, and I started it on the flight over. So that means I'll probably have to work in some other things that are yellow in some way to make it all work together, but I'm willing to take on the challenge. So the next thing I want to do is go through the miscellaneous cards that I had pulled thinking they might work for Dublin. Right away I kind of like this one because it's got a plane on it. Not sure if it'll work for what I want, but it has it. This will probably be the back of the flip too, so you won't see it. Actually, you know what? I think I want that there and this here. There we go. So you'd get that, which the blue isn't too far off, but I'm going to look at what the rest of the stuff is in here and then see if there's anything I can use. So I didn't find anything else in that set of stuff that I wanted to use, but I flipped this over. I realized it's a Kelly Perky card, which means they're double-sided. Ta-da! I actually like this side better, I think. The white helps break up the other color. It brings in this right here, and I could overlap this so that you still see some of the red and the both shades of blue, which you can also see here. So I'm kind of digging the way that looks. I decided to just attach this piece and get that part done since I know I want to use it. So I have that adhered. I put a little mini staple in there. That one is set. So I still need to find a card that's going to go in between these two as part of the flip. And then I didn't glue this down yet, but I'm pretty sure I do want it like that, slightly off center, but so that you can still see a little bit. It gives me an option where I could put something over this spot here because you can kind of see this person's arm and hand, and I don't need that there, so I could maybe cover that up with something. Plus then I could stamp or journal or put an embellishment over here, so, or even journal. So it gives me some nice options. So I pulled out another package of embellishments that I thought might work. That's why it says March in here, because I went in March, but sort of some generic travel themed things for that trip. And this was in there. And I didn't really think about using this for the plane, but it kind of works. You're my happy place. It's not wrong. Travel is my happy place. Planes are my happy place. They take me places I want to go. So I'm thinking I might use that here to cover up that spot that I didn't like. Just like that, because it still leaves enough of the red and blue that I can see it, but it brings in some yellow. And then I also thought maybe I should switch this and put this on top, because I did start reading my book before they served dinner on the flight. And I mean, the dinner isn't that great. It wasn't horrible, but it's not anything spectacular. So I don't know that I need to showcase it. This is more accurate of what I was doing on the plane because I don't sleep well on international flights either. I never have. So I knew that I would be up reading, and that would be a good way to pass the time for me. So I'm thinking I might do that. And then I've got that nice yellow in there. And then I still have the problem of finding a card to go in between, but it gives me more choice because you're not going to see it as the top thing. All right, so I attached that one as well. So that is permanently down now. And then I also went back into my cards to see what else I had that might work here. And I found these. I love the idea of this one, that it says, wake me up when we get there. But like I just said, I don't sleep. So I try. I did even bring an eye cover thing, but it just never works. There's too much light and there's too much noise. So I have this, but I don't know that I'm going to use it. And on this one, I love this card. It's got a little bit of yellow in there, which I'd forgotten about, but I love that it says courage over fear. And that's because I traveled alone. This was my first trip overseas alone. Every other time I've gone international, I've had somebody with me. But it doesn't really make a difference in terms of am I going to travel or not, because I'm willing to go alone, as is evidenced by this trip. Am I a little scared? Yes, but only a little. It's not enough to keep me at home. So I think I want to tell that story that, it was my first international trip by myself. And, part of it was somewhere I had been before. So that was good. And just kind of talk about that. And then the fact that it has yellow in it is a bonus. So now that I know that I'm going to have space for journaling as part of the photo flip, I don't need to journal here. So I think I want to stamp something. I'm not exactly sure what. I have to figure that out. But I may have left myself some notes about that too in case I wanted to stamp, because I had thought maybe I would do it in the window. Now I probably won't, because I have this there, which is awfully close. So I think I'll just do it off to the side, but I'm going to look through my notes to see if I had any suggestions about stamps to use. But I have 2 full containers of travel stamps, and I'll pull both of those out and get started. So it turns out I have a separate list going that's just for stamps that I can use, because I love to stamp in my layouts. And I have 2 things mentioned here. So I have used the See the World stamp from Allie Edwards for the flight, and then use Carry On and Suitcase stamps from Kelly Perky. So I can go right to my stamp containers and take those out and start with my stamping. So even though I had a note to use some specific Kelly Perky stamps, I've actually changed my mind. I'm still going to use the one from Allie Edwards that says See the World. I think if I can fit it, I do like that. But because I was just talking about solo travel, I knew I had stamps that were all about traveling solo. And so I pulled those out. These are from Everyday Explorers, I believe. Let's see. Oh, I'm sorry. No. Yeah, Everyday Explorers. Yep. Going Solo is the name of it. Sorry. It helps if I'm on camera. And these are from, I think, 2019, maybe early 2020. I'm not sure if they're still available on the website or not. Check it out if you like them. They might be. But I love this one here that says On My Own. Love it, because I love traveling alone. It doesn't bother me at all. Most of the time that's domestic travel, but still. So I'm wondering, can I do that? And then maybe put this, under it somehow, or even sideways or something like that. And I just realized I love this stamp too that says aisle, middle, window. There were only 2 seats. It was 2, 5, and 2 on this flight. And so I always love an aisle seat. I prefer that to the window. And I could stamp that somewhere on there too, and then check aisle if I can fit it. That's a lot to fit into that space, but we'll see. All right, so I've done the first part of the stamping, but I think for the next part, I want to actually do it in red to bring out some of the red that's down here in the card. Some, you can see a little bits here and then in here. I also have some in the back photo here. So just to bring that in a little bit, I think I am going to go red for the stamp that says On My Own. Love it. Ta-da, there it is with the other stamping. And actually I used this color, Cherry Cobbler from Stampin' Up, and it was too dark if I only stamped once. So I actually did a double stamp. I stamped on a scratch piece of paper first, and then I stamped here. Then it was perfect between this color and this color, I think. So that was definitely the right way to go. So now I have all of that, and then I think I will probably just leave this as is, or I might add some tiny little embellishment on it. But I was thinking about that stamp that says aisle, middle, window, and if I use it, I'm actually thinking I may do it right up there, but I can't decide if I want to do it right on the photo or on a piece of paper or what. So I'm going to think about that, and then I'll be back. Well, I decided to just stamp right on the photo. So I used my Stays On ink, and it came out great. And now I'm just going to mark aisle with my Slick Writer pen. I just want to make sure here and get it started a little bit. There we go. And then just want to mark aisle. There we go. So that will sit right there. And then I have these, so I just need to put my photo flip together and get everything in these pockets here. Do I want to do anything with that? I don't know that I need anything there. I could, because there's dead space here, but this is so busy that, when this is flipped and you see that, I don't know that I need it. So if I do anything, I may actually add something over here on this fake washi strip. I decided to pull out my acrylic geotags, and I added this one, and I went with a light blue to match that strip that's right there. All right, I have it all put together now because I added in the photo flip. So let's do some close-ups. There's our top row, and then there's the photo flips. You'll see this in the back, and my journaling will be here. I'll do that off camera. And then the bottom with my extra embellishments and my extra stamping. So here is another one done for Dublin. Thanks for watching.